the new Nest programmable thermostat, iPhone origin stories, and a closer look at Google's new field trip app today on AppJudgment. Welcome to AppJudgment, your source for mobile app news and reviews. I'm Jackie Talbot.
And I'm Graham Hancock. Welcome back, Jackie.
Oh, well, thanks, Graham.
You were in Hawaii. Did you see some lava?
I was in Hawaii. It is all
Volcanoes?
lava, actually, if you know how geography works.
I've never been.
Hawaii is all lava.
Well, look at this. Look what we got. We got a new Kindle Paperwhite.
You got the Paperwhite. Yay.
Just came in today. I put it in its case, and I can't figure out how to get it back out.
Well,
but at least it's secure. It's not going to fall out or anything. But you can definitely, I think even just holding it up to the camera like this, you can definitely tell the contrast is way better on this thing.
Yes.
I am looking forward to going through a couple of books this week.
Get in on that and
we will talk more
on.
about that later on. Later in the show, Mal and Chris will be taking a closer look at Google's new Field Trip app.
But first, if you guys didn't know, so there's a show on the internet called Foundation, hosted by Kevin Rose. And Graham, you're a big part of that, right?
Yeah, I shoot it and edit it, and yesterday we had a really cool opportunity to go down to the Nest offices, which is the Nest Learning Thermostat folks that they launched, I think, last year. And we talked about their brand new Nest version of the Nest thermostats on the show. And so got a nice early look at that, and we were putting up our episode today or tomorrow.
Cool.
And we talked to Matt Rogers, who's a co-founder of Nest. He used to work at Apple, but we'll talk about that in a second.
Which is very interesting.
The biggest things about the new Nest Learning Thermostat is that it's 20% thinner. It supports 95% of homes now, which is up from 75%.
That's insane.
And it's generally, the software's been updated. It's a lot snappier. It's quicker to learn your habits and whether or not you're using your energy efficiently or not.
So the actual thermostat is pretty simple. It has the display and the dial, but there's a really awesome mobile app integration. So why don't you kind of explain what that shows off and how it works?
There's an Android app, an iPhone app, and an iPad app. You can set your temperature. You can change little things about how the thermostat controls the temperature in your home automatically. It can learn whether you like it at a certain temperature at a certain time of day. You can control all of that from the iPhone app, and you don't have to be at home or connected to your home's wireless network.
That's
you can be like across the country. You're like, oh, I meant to turn off the heat. And the iPad app will also allow you to kind of see an overview of all of your energy savings and things like that. So it's really interesting.
So Matt Rogers had some interesting stories about the development of the original iPhone that you got to hear straight from the source. So why don't you tell us about that? Right,
he was on the original iPhone team. He was one of the lead engineers there. And originally he was developing a version of the iPhone that did not have a touchscreen. It had an iPod click wheel.
Can you imagine that?
And so they got pretty far in development with that before Steve Jobs said, no, we can't, this isn't gonna work, we're gonna do touchscreen now. And once that happens, he moved over to the original, the iPhone we all know that eventually came out in 2007. But Matt also talked about how Apple organized the teams that were building that product.
Right, which is really interesting to me.
Yeah, so they compartmentalized everything, like from the UI, the software, the hardware. They were all separate teams that had no knowledge of what the other teams were doing.
Right.
And that's sort of Apple's way of making sure that nobody can put everything together and leak the product too far ahead of time.
Yeah.
So here they are 2 years in advance, and they have no idea exactly what they're building, but they know that
it's happening.
Yeah. But one of the most interesting things that Matt told us was how 4 months before the actual announcement of the iPhone in that January of 2007 at Macworld, that was when and only when the teams were allowed to work together to put everything together to make that final product.
Insane. Just a few months before they were ready to show it off. That's ridiculous. And it's amazing. So if you're interested, you can watch the complete Foundation episode at this link below. And now on to our rapid fire. Tap Lister is a new craft beer discover app on iOS. If your Android phone is stolen, Kaspersky Mobile Security photographs the thief. And finally, in an attempt to get bums back on seats, meaning butts, not homeless people, MoviePass launches an offline Netflix.
That sounds pretty cool. I'm actually really interested in this. I've only been to like 5 movies this year.
Like at most,
And so if I had sort of like a Netflix type subscription to actual movies at movie theaters, that would get me going more often, I think.
I think so. I mean, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it turns out. But I think it's ranging from like, what, 20 to 30 per month. And it's, prepaid card, so we will check it out and keep an eye on it.
We'll see. Up next, Google's new Field Trip app. But first, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor.
Carbonite Online Backup is automatic cloud backup for the computer files at your home office or small business. Just set it up once and Carbonite will protect your computer files so that you can stay focused on running your business. No hardware required. With Carbonite, getting lost files back is super easy. Your employees can even access their backed up files on their smartphone or iPad with a free Carbonite app.
There's something to be said about having just the peace of mind of having all of your stuff being backed up in the background without you having to even think about it.
Automatically, so easy and convenient, yes, definitely.
Right, most people usually back up their stuff on hard drives or DVD.
That's just more stuff you don't need.
Just cluttering up your desk, your closets and all that stuff. Who needs it? Upload all your stuff through Carbonite and you'll get it back instantly if anything were to ever happen to it. Carbonite is the better backup plan for your home or office or small business. Start your free trial at Carbonite.com with the offer code AppJudgment today and you'll get 2 bonus months if you decide to buy. That's Carbonite.com and the offer code for 2 bonus months is AppJudgment.
All right, Chris and I are magically replacing Graham and Jackie here at the table. Hey, what's going on, dude?
Good, how are you?
Good. So we're talking about Field Trip. This is the new Google app that came out last week. We've been spending some time with it, and we have some initial thoughts. First of all, maybe you can tell us what it is exactly.
Yeah, basically they're trying to make your life into a field trip.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah, so wherever you go around, they're trying to give you some information about the world around you, and they're telling it you through your phone. They're learning through your GPS and your Wi-Fi signal to know exactly where you are.
This is pushing information to you passively. You don't have to go to your phone, and this isn't the Yelp experience where you're like, where's the coffee shop near me? This is pushing it towards you.
Yeah, it's meant to integrate into your life. It's meant to just be part of your daily routine, like I said, as you're going out. So you have those different options. You can be set to explore mode, and that could be great if you're visiting a new city, if you're just out on the weekend and you want to learn more about the area around you.
This is the super active mode.
Super active mode, so it's meant for exploring. It will tell you everything. It'll be giving you notifications, pretty regularly about everything that's around you. Then you can tone it down to feeling lucky mode, which is just a little bit more sporadic. It won't be as intense as Explore.
This is what I've pretty much set my default to at this point.
Yeah, that's a safe way to set it. I've been doing that as well. That's just going to give you the best balance between being too annoying, but also giving you the information that you need.
Google in the past has used information from, again, Yelp in Google Maps. This is actually taking from a variety of sources, dozens of content partners. They use information from Songkick to show you show information, Eater for restaurants, Flavor Pill, Thrillist, Architizer. This is actually a pretty cool little feed in Field Trip. Remodelista, Inhabitat, lots of curated content from different sites being funneled into the one application.
Yeah, they're trying to get some variety. They want to try to find something for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you're out to get something to eat, I feel like that's the one that people have been doing for a long time. Like you said, you want to know about a coffee shop or a restaurant in your neighborhood. That's a little bit boring.
That's cool.
I really found it amazing to see all these historic pictures of San Francisco. It's like, okay, here's where you are right now. Here's what it looked like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's new. That's something that I have not seen in an app before. It really blows your mind. I think that's where the magic of this app is, where you're learning about the environment around you and seeing how things have changed over time. So that's where I was enjoying the app the most.
Awesome. All right, well, let's talk about some pros and cons. First of all, before that, just so you know, the app is free. It's US only and Android only, although there's supposed to be an iOS version.
In the works, soon enough.
Coming out soon. But what were some of the pros that you came across?
Well, the partners that we just talked about. Like I said, there's something for everyone. They're integrating with a lot of partners. I'm assuming that list is going to grow too. I mean, there will be updates on this, I'm assuming. It's really well designed. I thought that it looked great. It really focuses on all the photos that are around you. The map looks great, integrates with the Google Maps functionality. There's also a driving mode and a voice mode, so if you have headphones connected or if your car is connected to a navigation, it can speak to you about things so you don't have to constantly look at your phone to see what's going on around you.
Cool. We came across a few cons. The first one I noticed was being in Explore mode. You're getting hit with messages. I think literally, I was timing it out in the office earlier, and I think it was about every 3 or 4 minutes I was getting a new message. And battery was draining pretty fast.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the downside of all of these apps that just automatically funnel information to you. You're gonna lose some battery. The question is, do you think it's worth that trade-off? And I think it can be if you are on vacation or if you're out exploring something, it's worth it. We've been playing around with it in San Francisco. I think it helps to be very city-centric with an app like this. Obviously, the more around you, the more information it can feed you. I can't say that we tested this in remote locations, but obviously the farther away you are from restaurants and landmarks, the less information you're going to get.
Right. So this is probably a download.
This is a download. Yeah, it's a free app. I think you should check it out. definitely, if you're going on vacation to a new city, if you just want to learn more about your neighborhood, give it a shot. I know I learned a lot about my neighborhood that I didn't know about. New restaurants. Like I said, historical information is really interesting to learn. It may get old if you're doing this daily on your daily commute. You repeat some of the things you've already seen before. I'd also love to see some Google Now integration with this, because I know that we've talked about how, like you said, Google's learning about you, learning your tendencies. Google Now is all about that. We have that now on Jelly Bean. And I can see this in the future maybe being absorbed into some other maybe native Android functions. And yeah, Google Glasses would be great for this. Yeah,
that's immediately the first thing I thought is it's such a passive thing. You're not reaching in your pocket to open the app. The app is coming to you. And I think a lot of apps on Google Glasses are probably going to be acting that way. So if Field Trip doesn't end up being a killer app, we're probably going to see a version of it in the future.
Yeah, this isn't going anywhere. I think the Field Trip concept is going to evolve, and we're eager to see it. We've had fun with this app. I think everybody likes the idea of taking a field trip.
Yeah, totally. All right, well, check it out. Let us know what you think. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook. Subscribe to us here on YouTube for more awesome episodes, and we'll see you next time.
See you later.